Hey guys, welcome to the Skullblood Art Club. I am your host and club president, Corey, and I really just wanted to take a trip through Skullville today. I wanted to do some fun skull action, something that putting my magic glove on here, and I just wanted to walk you through how I draw skulls. Back in high school, I had an art teacher who saw my sketchbook with all the, number of skulls and heavy metal logos and, decapitated heads in it, and said, you could never go wrong with the skull. And gosh darn it, he was right. You never can go wrong. I mean, the pirates knew it, the Aztecs knew it, so many different cultures have celebrated the skull because it really is just like the original icon, right? It's the original logo. And, today I just wanted to kind of show you how I approach drawing different kinds of skulls. You know what I mean? I don't spend a lot of time drawing realistic skulls, but if I was going to, it's definitely the recipe of, a sphere. It's got a wedge, and that wedge is kind of like one of those type of things, right? And some little boxes, you know what I mean? You got a box there on that side, you got a box there on this side, kind of inside the sphere, you've got this kind of box action happening, right? There's this little triangular thing here, but that's basically the shape of the skull right there, right? So, got the sockets, got the area where your nasal is, got those cheekbones, right? And then you've got this action happening. Teeths. There's a lot of little ridges that lead down into our dental area. More teeth down here. That hinged mandible that I love so much. The lower jaw. Something like that. And there's all sorts of action happening inside. There's surface area in there that you generally don't see. It's all usually shadowed up, you know what I mean? And the more iconic skulls don't even show that. It's just big black voids in there, and I'm down with that. And we're gonna do some stylized skulls. That's probably about as realistic as we're gonna go today right now. I'm gonna beef up my brush a wee bit here. And let's do a highly stylized skull, and it's perfect for learning shapes, yes, but it's a universal character. It's great for, all sorts of things. And you can go cute with your skull by having a large cranium like this and a small little lower area for the face. And you get nice big eye holes. Oh boy, is that a cute guy or what? Look at that. Yeah, man. Tiny little teeths. And the more cartoony and iconic, the less detail I would put on there, And there's always like cracks and interesting things on a skull, and you can't go wrong with just about any kind of texture you want to put on there, you know what I mean? If we're gonna go stylized and almost iconic, there's... And who doesn't love a melting, dripping skull, Even the eye holes can be melty. Is it a zombie? Maybe, but it's almost just as interesting if, just the bone itself is just whatever, man, made up ice cream or something. Open somewhat for extra creepiness. I'm melty. Yeah, see what I mean? And it's just, it's that basic iconic. As soon as you see this, our human head just thinks, man, I recognize that anywhere. That's me, you know? I see myself, I see my kind, I see a living being that will one day not be so living, you know? It's the ubiquitous skull. It's everywhere, man, you know? Look at that. Yep, that's us. You know, we see ourselves in it because we all have one, and we're all gonna grow up to be skeletons anyway, right? Right? Yeah, I like the more you can do a demonic one, and the key there would be what? Let's see, maybe a longer chin. Maybe pointy teeth, huh? Pointy teeth are always scary. Like so. Something like that, you know? Put some more texture. Texture is scary too. Wahaha. Yeah. Yeah, he's the kind of guy who's got like big shoulders with like more horn stuff on him, you know. But I also like really simplified, goofy skulls, you know. Oh, the Day of the Dead skull. Keyhole shape, right? 2 big black circles, little triangle shape, and then kind of like this little oval separated down the middle, almost like a football type shape. And then it's got eyelashes up on top. Yay. Dude, Day of the Dead skull. All you need is some flowers, right? Maybe a little flourish of filigree, some little vines or shapes. But like so many cultures, it, you know, celebrates life and death, you know what I mean? Embrace the fact that we're always not always going to be around, you know, and that someday we're, you know, going to be just a bunch of bones, and that's okay. That's just part of the deal. It's part of the cycle. And in that respect, the skull doesn't seem so scary, you know. Try some different shapes here. Tiny eye holes. How does that make us feel? Is that guy scary? Is that guy cool? He seems worried, right? What if he has eyebrows? And if you're gonna have eyebrows, you know what's stopping you from having a mustache, I guess. That cracks me up. I think that's hilarious. This gentleman seems like he should have a tie and a suit coat on. Very professional. Maybe he can have hairs, you know? The reason my brush looks so smooth is because I have Lazy Nezumi Pro on, which is a great little add-on, little extension for Photoshop that makes it's a stabilizer, brush stabilizer. It does a lot of other stuff too. It has perspective tools in it, but it gives me a really smooth line, you know. And I know there's smoothing within Photoshop, but I really enjoy the way that Lazy Nezumi feels. Let's do a few more skulls here. Once again, that keyhole shape, right? But depending on like where we put those eyes, nose, mouth, you know, you get a different looking person, you know. If we put them up here, that looks totally different than this keyhole shape, right? If I make all this space down here, the tooth area, that gives us a completely different vibe. Right? Look at that. Eesh. Almost rodent-like. But very happy. Very happy guy. Or gal. You know, you throw some scary hair on a skull and you got a great little Halloween feel. Is it a witch? You know, is it a shrunken head? Shrunken heads are awesome too, huh? Let's throw a few more in here. Got some space. Got space here. I think I could go even cuter than that guy. Yeah, look at that. That's adorable. Even bigger eye sockets. Yeah, that's the way. Look at that. Ridiculous, really. There's the pointy tooth skull. Right? Never a good sign when you see that guy coming. Looks terrifying, but I mean, the reality would be, how do you bite with teeth that large? But all the same, very spooky. Let's see what other kind of skulls. Maybe some kind of robot type skull. Right, it would have some blockiness to it. Something mechanical going on there. Beep, beep, beep. That's a robot. Running out of room here, but I think I could squeeze a few more skulls in here, man. I don't know about you. But hopefully you've got your paper out and you're doing some goofy looking skeletons as well. Skeleton heads, I mean. Now here's a really improbable skull shape. More of a peanut. Reminiscent of almost like a horse skull, but as a character, it could work, right? Yeah, that guy's okay. What's some other interesting shape that we could add a skull face to? This is almost dragon-like, right? Get that sort of dinosaur-y. Dinosaurus. Yep. Yeah, throw another one of those up on there. Look at that, boom. Long neck. Yeah, that could be some kind of dinosaur or dragon or something, you know? Of course, there's always a skull who's flaming hot skull. Spicy. And how about one more right here? Real relaxed, real chilled out skull. Yeah, man. Look at that guy. Ready for a nap. Yeah, man, skulls are fairly easy to draw. You could download some images off the internet of an actual human skull and study the shape of it. Like I said, sphere, wedge, a few cubes, and you're almost there. You know what I mean? And it's also cool to, if you have a toy skull or something like that, like throw it under, a lamp, move it around, see what kind of shadows fall, and study that. It's a great way to study form. I mean, even cartoon characters have skulls in them, right? So, yeah, this was a fun walk through Skullville with you guys. Fun with Skulls Tuesday. Maybe we'll do it again sometime. But join us again real soon for me talking about something completely different and drawing something completely different as well. And in the meantime, remember that you've got a skull inside your face and it is smiling. So with that, I will leave you.